All right, I got a fun one here for you today by request. This is Layla by Derek and the Dominoes with Eric Clapton and Dwayne Allman on guitars. So we're going to have this cool little riff here to start it off. Okay, so we got big 7 with the ring finger, and then 5, 7 on the next string. Next string we got a 6, and then a 7, 5, 7. So we got... Okay, let's try that real quick. So we're going to come in on the 2 beat after the 1. So it's going to go 1. Okay, so that's 2 and 3 and 4 and then we end up with a new measure there. Now this new measure, we're going to have some chords. So we got the big 7s on the 2 top strings, to the 5s, to the 3s, 5, 5, 7, and we got that little riff. Okay, so let's come in on the 2 again with this riff, and we'll do it nice and slow. So 1. Now, as soon as you hit that one, you got to go quick into the chord mode. So we got 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and So yeah, it's nice and quick after that riff. Chord, chord, chord. So it does that a bunch of times, and the last time we're going to come into the C here, and then we're going to go. You could either hit the 7 up here to the 5, or you could go 2 to 5 down here. So once again, it was. We might as well do this 7 here. Bum, bum, and then we're going C sharp minor, 6, 6, 5, 4. G sharp minor, which is 6 with 4s. And then we're back to the C sharp minor for just 2 beats. Then we have a C7, which is 5, 3, 5, 3. We're going to take that up 2. And then we're going to take it up 2. So that's C7, D7, and E7. Now, if you don't want to go up that high on that E7, you could pop back to like one of these other E7s, like 2, 1, 3, open, or open, 1, open, open. So you could go C7, D7, and an easier E7 if you like. Okay, so let's take a look at those changes again. So we had. And then we have C sharp minor for 4, G sharp minor for 4, and then C sharp minor for 2, and then we have C7 for 1, D7 for 1, and E7 for 4. Now we're going to move to an F sharp minor. We got 4 with 2s, 2 beats to the B, 4s, and then we go E to A, back to F sharp minor to B, and then E major, 1, 2, stop. Then we're back into our riff there. Okay, so let's look at again into the changes of the chords for the verse. So we had the riff one last time. And then we had the 7 and the 5. And our chords. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E to A, and then we got the E and stop on the 3rd one. Back to our riff. So let's look at that riff again. We got. So it's a fun riff. You can just take it nice and slow. It is a fast one, but just take your own pace at it. You'll get a little faster all the time. And then we'll have another verse with the bump, bump, C sharp minor. our C7, D7, E7, an F sharp minor, E to A, F sharp minor B again, and then E with the stops. So we also have this cool high melody up here that goes with everything kind of in the beginning. So we got okay, so we have a 10 and 13 on the second string, and then 10, 13, 10 on the small string, back to the 13 on the second, back to the little 10. So, and then we're going to come 15, 13, 12, 13 on the second string, down to the little 10. So once again, that was. And then we start out the same. We're going to go all the way to the 17, to the 15, and then 12, to that 13, 10. And the second half. Now right before it goes into a verse, it just goes up that one little note to get you into a C sharp that goes with that C sharp minor chord. So. And that would be a verse. So then we have a really cool piano outro in this. We're going to start with the C chord. So basically like kind of 3 beats worth on that C. Then we're going to go 0, 1, 3 on the bottom string. And then we're going to do this F chord with the pinky down here on the third. And we're going to strum the regular F 2 times. So we got. And then we'll pull the little 1 out to the open. And then we're going to focus on the pinky on the 3 on the second string. And then the 3, 2, 1 there. So we're kind of following the melody from the high string down a little bit. So we got. And you might as well go with your pinky right there to get ready for that thing. So we got. 0, 1, 3. Back to C. We'll walk up. 0, 1, 3. And this is a F9 to F major 7 to F6 to a kind of an F there. So we got. Now we have a little change in this. We're going to have a B flat 7, 3, 1, 3, 1. And we have a little riff. We're back to C. So that's about it. We're going to have this B flat 7 and this little riff. 1 on the third string, 1 on the second string, 3, slide to the 5, 3, 1 to that other 1. So the whole riff is. And then we're going to go back to C, strum that for about 4 beats. And then we start the thing over again. And then we're going to do our B flat 7 with our little riff. Okay, so that's about it. That's Layla by Derek and the Dominoes with Eric Clapton and Duane Allman. All right, this is the Logical Song by Supertramp. We're going to start out with a C minor chord here. We have 5, 4, and 3. Third string down to first. We're going to go. 4 hits for each bar. So eventually we're going to kind of settle into a kind of like hitting all of the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But you'll hear how it's kind of like da 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 dum da 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 dum da da da. So it kind of has a 4 hits thing and waits and does the last 3. So listen for that. It's a piano thing, but it's like his accents. So he could be hitting like each one, but one of them's really light or kind of skips that one after the first 4 because he hits that fourth one kind of hard, you know, to give it that emphasis, that accent. So again, we have like a and then we get into a verse. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See how that works? So we got 8 of these. And then we have a half a measure of that. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, which would be like your, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the B flat here, 3, 3, 1, has its own full bar after that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then it has 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We get to this A flat major, which is 6, 5, and 4 in the top 3 strings. We're going to have that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we jump to the pinky here on the 7th fret. It's like an A diminished chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're back to the C minor. So altogether the verse would be 3, 4. So after the second time through the verse, you do an extra one of that 7, 5, 4, that diminished chord. And then maybe another verse all the way through. 3, 4. Extra one. Now we're in the chorus. We have 1, 3, and 3 on the little one. So mute that B string. Now this one we can go 1, open, 1 and 3. That's a C minor chord. This one was like an E flat kind of major chord. So 2, 3, and C minor. 1, 0, 1, 3, and then 1, 1, 1, 3, A flat major 7, and then we have that cool riff. So that is 6, 6, 4 on the 3 bottom strings there. 6, 6, 4 to the 5 real quick. So, and then that 6, 4 again, and then 3 to 6, 4 to 6 on the big D string. So. Back to that E flat for the chorus. C minor, A flat major 7. We got the riff. And then when it starts to repeat, it just has a 3, 5 to take you back to the beginning. 3, 5, beginning. At the end of the song, it does like 4 times in a row with that repeat thing. But at this point, I think there's just like 2 right there. And then we're back into another verse. Let's try that. 3, 4. Okay, one thing I do on that B flat is just count sets of 4s. So if we did this really slow, it'd be like 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just count out 4 sets of that B flat. So it's like 3 sets of the C minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. And you know you just got 4 of those. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're back. Second set of 4. Third and first. Second. Third. Fourth. 1 set. 2 sets. And then 2 extra sets. And then we're back to the chorus. You could also give it kind of a strum, like a lullaby type of strum, like ding, dee, ding, dee, dee, down, down, up, down, up. So let's try that little strum there. So we got our 1, 3, and 3. You could maybe do a major 7 on that one, but 2, 3, and. And again. So that's how you get into the repeat again and again. Now there is an outro part here. After we would do another verse and a little extra bit and a chorus and a little extra bit. Here goes our outro with a C7. We have all 8s with a 9 on the G string. We had an F minor there that's 10, 10, 9, and 8. And we're back to C7. So that goes from the F minor to a E flat, which is the 8s on top, the 3 big 8s, to an A flat, which is 6, 5, 4, 4. So once again, this outro, 8th fret, 3, 4. First time, just that F minor. Second time has the changes. And then you're back to the first time. So it just repeats. Kind of fades out on that. All right, this is going to be Thick as a Brick by Jethro Tull for baritone ukulele. So I did have to rearrange this quite a bit to make it fit on this instrument because we're missing those bass strings and everything, of course, from a guitar. So we're going to have... That's our first riff, kind of rearranged. So 2 on the G, big D string open, back to that G, down to the B string 2. So 2, O, 2, 2, and then big 1 to that 2 on the G again. So... Now we're going to hammer this 2 to 4 in the G, and then we're going to hit a G chord and go up, down, with the little strums. So 2, O, 2, 2, O, 2, hammer, up, down, okay? 3, 4. Okay, and then our next riff I had to rearrange quite a bit. It's going to go 2, O, 2. That that was 909707505. So that's what I'm calling like the part B of this thing. So we got part A, part B, part A, part B. Okay, now we're into the verse. We're gonna go D, we're gonna go down, down, up, down, and then A minor, and then G. Okay, so we got, and then we're back to the part A. We're gonna do it twice. And you could tag a little melody on there. 2, 0, 3, 0, 0. So when a verse starts, or when the line of the verse starts, you could go. Or you could go. Okay, because that thing goes twice. So the verse thing goes through 4 times. I'll do one more of these. Let's try it together. 3, 4. Now we're going to get into, after 4 times, we're going to get into the chorus. G to the A. And then we have D, but we have a little melody. So it's 2, 0, 2. This is 2 on the bottom string. 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 3, 2. So you can be strumming all the way through that. Or you can kind of do it kind of one at a time. Dum, da, dum, da, da, dee, dum. Okay, then we get G to the A. D again. So it does that 3 times, then we're gonna go. So we have the A, and we're moving the 2 on the second string. 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 3, 2. Hammer, da 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 dum, kind of thing. Okay, and then we're back to the main thing. So that goes 4 times there. So this is kind of when we start bringing in this little extra melody from the piano. So it's a D chord, like in reverse, those first 3, so from the bottom up. And then an A chord, just the 0, 2, 2. And then a 3 on the second string. 3, 4, 5, 5, part of a G chord. So that's a nice riff to practice in there as well. Then we're gonna get into a little segue riff. So it's 2, 0, 2, 9, 0, 9, 7, 0. We're gonna do a D minor chord, 7, 7, 6, 5. We're gonna go up, down, up, down. Okay, and that part's gonna come back a little bit later. So now we're moving into the bridge. D to A minor, C. Do a little hammer there, E minor. You do a little hammer, 3, 5 on the second, 2, 4 here on the G, G, and then we get into a. So we have 3 different chords that have a 2 on the bottom that goes open and back. So that's a B minor, then a D, then an F sharp, 4, 3, 2, 2. So you kind of got to rotate that one there. G, A, and then we're kind of back to the beginning type of thing again. So let's look at this new stuff again. We got this bridge. We got C. We do a little hammer. E minor. Has a little couple hammers there. G. And then the B minor with the open. D. F sharp. So if you want to get fancy with that A there, A sus4 with that 3 on the second string, A sus2 with the open on that second string, and back into that A a little bit. Then we're going to have that other part. Okay, so that's kind of a bridge part there. That's going to go a whole bunch of times, like 14 times. So you get through all that, then you're going to come out of it with this D shape on the 5th fret. Okay, so it's like down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down to a D. And then you have a hammer there. Ding, 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 da, dum, da, dum. Okay, then I'm going to take you a little bit into part 2 where it's going to go. Okay, so what we have here is an A minor type chord, 7, 5, 5. Hit that 6 times. Down, up, down, up, down. And then these 7s to the 9, 7, 8. So we know those little, it's kind of your start me up chords, Rolling Stones. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do that twice. Let's look at that nice and slow. And then this riff here. 2, 4, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 5, and then big 5 to 4. So. Okay, so nice and slow. Okay, let's do a quick review. First part of Thick as a Brick was 202, hammer, up, down, and the next part was 202, 909, 707, 505, and then we did those first 2 parts again. The verse gets into D, A minor, G, and then you could have a little melody, or you could have gone to your original part. Okay, 4 times of that. G to the A. 3 times of that. And then we got the A, kind of has that same melody. Bum, ba, bum, da, da, dee, dum. Just has an extra measure. And then we're back into like our... But we also can introduce now the... So you get into a verse, you're like, chords... So that's fun to throw that in there. And then we have a little kind of a new segue going to the minor chord. 202, 909, 70, up, down, with that D minor chord there. Okay, then we have the bridge, D, A minor, C, can do a hammer, E minor, G, and then that B minor, D, F sharp, G, and then we got like little susses there, and then we got that dark riff again. And like I say, it goes like 14 times then, and then we're into... Okay, so that's a D shape on the 5th fret, which is actually a F in this case with a D bass. To the D, hammer, and then we had the A minor. All right, I had a request for Starman by David Bowie, so here we go. It's got an interesting chord to start with. We got 8, 7, 6 open, and we're gonna have a strum that goes 1, 2, and a 3, 4, and a. We're going to do 2 measures of this one. So it's like. So our second chord is 7, 5, 6, and open. 2 measures of that. We do 2 sets of each. So let's try that out, nice and slow. 3, 4, 1, 2, and a 3, 4, and a 1, 2, and a 3. Switch. Back up. Lower chord. Okay, and then we're going to move to a G minor chord. We got 5 up here with these 3s. And we're going to have. Okay, so what we got there is strum, strum, chicka, chicka. Chicka, chicka. And then you kind of have a chord, chicka, chord at the end there. So strum, strum, chicka, chicka, chord, chicka, chord. Okay, so 3, 4. And of course, that's when you have, you're just touching the strings so you don't get any notes. So we got 3, 4. Second time to F. Now we're going C. So I got to use my finger over here to kind of keep those open strings from ringing when I do the chicks there. So from the C again, 3, 4. Now the C is only going to go once, so we're going to switch to C7 by putting this here on the 3rd fret. So let's look at that verse again. We got G minor. 2 times. F. 2 times. C. 1 time. C7 1 time. And we're going to do 2 strums on the F, and then we're going to take this up to the 4th. So we got 6, 5, 4, 4. We're going to take it up 2 more after that. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have F, F, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's how the first part of the verse ends. So let's do the whole verse again. 3, 4. F. C. C7. That's a G sharp to A sharp. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Right back to G. This is the second half of the verse. C. C7. Now this time, we hold an A for 4 and a G for 4. Okay, so we're coming out of that. Now we have the chorus. We're gonna go 1, 2, like dum dum da da dum 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 to D minor. Now A minor, quicker to the G, and C quick to the C7. We got the longer F, D minor, and then we have the shorter A minor G, C to C7. Okay, let's look at the chorus once again. So we got F, 1, 2, and a 3, 4. Shorter on the A minor G, C to C7, and then longer on that F, longer on D minor, shorter on the A minor G, C to C7. Now the end of this chord is shorter on the A minor and the C7, C to C7. Now we have okay, so that was A sharp or B flat, A sharp minor, and then F to D, G minor, hold the C. So let's say we're taking the second half of the chorus. We got F, D minor, A minor G, C to C7. And then we got the A sharp minor, F to D, G minor, hold the C, and then we're gonna have okay, so let's look at all that. We got the A sharp, da-dum, dum, dum, to the F, C, back to the F, A sharp again, F, C. Now that C is not going to go to F, it's going to go right back to a new verse. C, C7, and then we got the F, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, second half of the verse, F, C, C7, A to G, then we got our chorus again, F to D minor, A minor G, C to C7. Do it again. Now we have the A sharp minor, F, D, G minor, hold the C, and then we're going to go right back into another chorus. So this is double chorus. Now we have the A sharp, minor, F, D, G minor, hold the C, and then we've got that kind of solo kind of section. A sharp to F, C, back to F, and this repeats. Okay, and that just repeats and fades out.